Rory, a retired Marine, is sitting in a quiet office with psychiatrist Donna. He begins to talk, slowly pulling back the curtain on the weight he carries. Rory describes struggles that pushed him to the brink and made him consider ending his life.
Are you a danger to yourself?
Not today.
Donna listens without judgment and refuses to let him give up, urging him to keep fighting through the darkness. While Rory fights his private battle, the story cuts to another part of the city. Scalvo is being beaten, pinned by Besigai, the ruthless head of a mafia family. Besigai is livid. He believes Scalvo leaked a plan and must be punished. Instead of killing him, Besigai gives an ultimatum. Scalvo must recruit new people for a job, and failure will bring worse consequences. The next day in a small bar, owner Kelly answers a call asking whether Kabi is around. Kelly hands the phone to Kabi. It is Scalvo. Kelly senses trouble and warns Kabi to stay clean and avoid reckless choices. Scalvo demands a meeting in an hour. Kabi agrees and heads out. Kabi is an alcoholic ex-con. When he arrives, he scans the area and soon sees Rory, who was also summoned. Minutes later, Scalvo returns with Besigai and his enforcer DeChico. Besigai explains the mission. Boston is holding a mayoral election and, in their view, incumbent McSally is practically guaranteed to win. That means corrupt contractors will bring untraceable cash in black bags to hand directly to the mayor, a night of dirty money passing through the mayor's building. Besigai wants that cash intercepted. That is where Kabi, Scalvo, and Rory fit. Besigai tells them to hit the cash before the official couriers get to it. Each will receive 10% of the first $300,000 they claim. If the haul is larger, their percentages will rise. Rory, who needs exactly $32,480, demands that amount be guaranteed, nothing more, nothing less. Besigai agrees, but with a caveat. If they recover more than expected, Rory must forfeit the extra to Besigai. Rory accepts without protest. He needs the money for his son's tuition and cannot argue. The plan is set. Scalvo, Rory, and Kabi will approach by speedboat, dock at the pier, slip into the kitchen, and take control of what they believe will be a small staff of 6 cooks and servers. They will force the guard to open McSally's safe and empty its contents, then get out before anyone raises the alarm. To keep the operation tidy, Besigai orders Rory and Kabi to give all the cash to Scalvo. DeChico will bring their shares later. Rory asks what happens if McSally loses the election.
Yeah, but what if Choi wins the runoff?
What if what?
Mark Choi, the challenger.
Besigai brushes it off. McSally is the only winner. Then Besigai pulls Rory and Kabi aside and reveals the truth. He never intended to share the haul. Once the job is done, both will be eliminated. Scalvo, a professional killer, accepts the order. Besigai tells DeChico the same. Scalvo must be removed after the job.
And you cut out that fucking idiot. Be my pleasure.
Before the heist, they do reconnaissance and learn the money truck is timed to arrive at 6 o'clock. Scalvo warns that once they move, any delay will be fatal to the plan. On the night, things go wrong from the start. Their speedboats get stuck and cost the minutes they cannot spare. They free the boats and storm the kitchen, but the place is not empty. A full staff is there. Rory, untested and nervous, struggles to follow orders.
Oh, shit.
Scalvo tells Rory and Kabi to force the workers into the freezer and toss their phones outside to prevent calls. The staff are secured, but a frightened server blabs a new fact. Mark Choi, a Chinese-American businessman, has actually won the election. McSally refuses to concede. They press on. Scalvo opens the safe and discovers almost nothing, just a few scattered bills. The promised fortune is not there.
Wait, there's no money?
No, there's no fucking money.
Scalvo drags Rory and Kabi to search another room. Elsewhere in City Hall, McSally loses control and beats an election official in a blind rage. His lawyer Alan rushes him out, warning that Choi loyalists are rioting and the situation is collapsing. Trying to flee, Scalvo, Rory, and Kabi stumble into the room where McSally and his inner circle have gathered. Scalvo's face is exposed. There is no turning back. In panic, he levels his gun and orders everyone to hand over valuables. Scalvo grabs a bracelet that had belonged to McSally's grandfather. The police chief there demands it back. Tempers flare, and suddenly both men fire. Gunshots erupt and both Scalvo and the commissioner fall, dead. Kabi and Rory have seconds to act.
Come on.
Oh, shit.
They run for an exit, but Kabi has been hit in the shoulder and is bleeding out. The clock has passed 6:07 and of all moments a courier arrives with the armored truck. Cornered, Cobby forces the courier to surrender the keys. They jump into the truck and speed away. The hijacking is quickly reported. While driving, Cobby spots 2 phones in the cabin and realizes a second guard must be locked in the cargo hold. He tells Rory to buckle up.
Put on your seatbelt. Put on your seatbelt. Put it on. Why are you whispering? Put it on. Why are you whispering? Put it on.
Once away from the scene, they stop. Cobby orders Rory to open the rear door to prove the guard is inside. The door swings open and the hidden guard unloads into the truck, missing Rory by inches.
Oh, you missed, you piece of shit! I'm still here! I'm right fucking here!
Bullets fly wide. Not wanting further bloodshed, Cobby tells Rory to run. They ditch the armored truck, steal another car, and continue escaping. Back in the city, Besigai collects cash from DeChico at the pastry shop and learns the job failed. Coldly, he orders Rory and Cobby killed. DeChico hires a thug named Booch and tells him to assemble help, with a mission to kill the pair and recover the loot. As Booch prepares, DeChico gets a desperate call from Rory asking them to pick him and Cobby up and bring a doctor because Cobby's wound is worsening. DeChico dispatches Booch to the address. Cobby had taken Rory to Kelly's house to patch the injury. Kelly is still at work and unaware his home harbors fugitives. Meanwhile, McSally rages over his lost bracelet and assigns Frank of the Special Operations Unit to retrieve it, insisting Frank work alone so nobody else knows the truth. Frank goes straight to DeChico's shop. DeChico at first lies, then admits the bracelet is missing and tells Frank it is now with Cobby. Frank orders him to get it back immediately. Rory and Cobby count the small amount of cash they manage to take while Cobby studies the bracelet and notices a string of numbers engraved on the back. Before they can decode it, Booch and an accomplice arrive at Kelly's. Rory senses danger. These are no medics.
Yo, I don't think they sent a doctor.
He quietly tells Cobby to be ready. Booch grabs the bracelet as instructed, then tells his partner to step outside so he can kill Rory and Cobby. But Cobby has anticipated the betrayal. He opened a gas line in the room and Booch realizes pulling a trigger would blow them all up. Terrified, Booch freezes. Cobby takes advantage, forces him to hand over the keys, the gun, and the bracelet, and they flee before more arrivals.
How far you think you're gonna get with a partner who shot this shit?
I can't believe they bought that shit.
Fuck you guys!
DeChico calls Besigai and reports the worst. Frank has been to the shop, knows of the failed raid, and demands the bracelet. Hearing Frank's name makes Besigai panic. Crossing Frank is far worse than angering the mayor. 2 hours later, Rory drives Cobby to Donna's clinic parking lot. With Cobby getting weaker, Rory rushes inside and brings Donna out to the car, confessing the truth. Cobby was shot in the incident reported on the news. Donna has medical training, and Rory begs her to remove the bullet. She resists at first but agrees on one condition. She will treat Cobby and, if questioned, pretend she is their hostage. The surgery succeeds and Cobby wakes disoriented and jumpy. He worries Donna has called the police. Rory checks and finds Donna on the phone. The cops are already en route. Sirens close in and squad cars surround them. Rory and Cobby grab Donna's car keys and run. Donna pleads for surrender, but when they refuse, she jumps into the BMW and they bolt. Police cars swarm, ramming to box them in. Rory weaves through traffic, evading every block. It becomes clear multiple agencies want the arrest. Cobby steers them into a tunnel. The chase turns violent until a truck behind loses control and causes a massive pileup that halts the convoy. Using the wreck and chaos, Rory, Cobby, and Donna break free and escape. DeChico meets Besigai in their hideout while the weather grows harsher. DeChico insists they flee before the cold sets in. Meanwhile, the fugitives head to Kelly's bar to hide. They climb through the bathroom window and slip inside, hoping the police will lose their trail. Frank arrives, acting on fresh intelligence. Rory tells Cobby and Donna to hide while Frank combs the bar and unexpectedly runs into Kelly, who has come to open. Kelly snaps at Cobby for dragging him into the mess and demands they come out. When they emerge, Frank asks for McSally's bracelet. Cobby senses a trap. If McSally sent Frank alone, the bracelet's worth must be greater than they thought. Still, Cobby hands it over. He has already memorized the number sequence engraved on it. With the bracelet secured, Frank orders Donna to leave with him and tells Rory and Cobby to stay put, claiming police are on the way.
Look, lady, you walk out with me.
But I'm their hostage.
And I'm saving you.
The moment Frank and Donna step out, Cobby sets his plan. He had opened another gas line inside the bar. With police closing in, he tells Rory to run. The bar detonates in a massive explosion as officers surround the building. Later, Rory and Cobby sit on a bus trying to disappear. Rory worries the bus is not safe, and tensions rise when he suggests robbing a bank. Their argument breaks when a group of Choi supporters storms aboard with protest signs. Cobby reads a sign and a plan forms in his head. Excited, he urges Rory to trust him one more time. Outside City Hall, an angry crowd demands McSally step down. Frank hands over the bracelet he recovered, setting the next phase in motion. Cobby and Rory slip away and make their move. They break into a fire station, steal uniforms and gear, then descend into subway tunnels disguised as firefighters. Cobby lights a gasoline trail he'd prepared that leads back to City Hall. When he ignites it, the fire alarm triggers and the department responds. Disguised as part of the crew, Cobby and Rory join the line of responders moving toward McSally's office. One fire chief, suspicious because they tried to use the elevator, no firefighter uses it in an emergency, keeps a close eye on them. Inside, a man claiming to be the new police chief orders McSally out for safety. McSally refuses to leave without his money and tells Alan to empty the office vault. The fire chief corners Cobby and Rory in the hallway as they reach the private office. With the chief ready to smash the door, Rory threatens Alan's life if anyone forces entry.
We got a hostage! And he's about to go over a balcony!
The chief backs off and radios police. Frank, relaxing in a bar, hears rumors of chaos and rushes to City Hall. Inside the office, Cobby uses the numbers from the bracelet to open the vault. The lock clicks and the door swings open to reveal more money than either man has ever seen.
Holy shit.
You said your share was $32,480.
Alan makes a choice that saves himself. To avoid blame and gain credit, he hands Cobby hard drives holding evidence of offshore accounts and McSally's bribery network and tells them they can take the mayor's illicit cash.
20 years of evidence.
You know we're not cops, right?
We're not even firemen.
Just then police outside open fire, not realizing Alan remains inside. A stray round grazes Cobby's arm. Realizing a hostage situation, the police cease fire and send in a negotiator, Donna. Because she already knows the men, she is admitted. When Donna sees the mountain of dirty money, she demands the full story. Cobby, Rory, and Alan lay it out. Donna sees that no one wants to die in that room and quietly crafts a plan. She will escort Alan out while Cobby and Rory slip away. She leads Alan out and delivers him to the police. Then, with the documents and cash in hand, Cobby and Rory shove McSally's vault out a high window. The safe crashes to the street and money explodes into the crowd. Protesters and opportunists scramble and fight over the bills. Police try to restore order but are overwhelmed. Using the chaos, Cobby and Rory steal a fire truck and flee. For a brief moment they think they have escaped, but Frank intercepts them. He drives an assault vehicle, catches them, knocks them down, and stops the chase. Knowing they are finished, Cobby hands Frank the hard drives hoping to buy leniency. Frank takes the files and places them under arrest. With the evidence in hand, the police move fast. McSally is caught at the airport attempting to flee and is immediately jailed. Afterward, the scandal breaks open. With the offshore records and files in police hands, newly sworn-in Mayor Choi makes a surprising move. Grateful for the evidence, he releases Rory and Cobby from custody and clears their names. Hours later, they are escorted to a spot they requested and ask an officer about the money they hid inside their fire boots. The officer says the police already seized it. The loss stings, but freedom is the greater prize. Their chaotic run together ends and they part ways. Cobby visits Donna at her home, hoping to settle after the whirlwind. Rory chooses another path and shows up at his son's hockey game, putting presents before self. 2 days later, police find Besigye and DeChico frozen to death after trying to flee through the bitter cold. Their deaths close the criminal chain that started everything. Well, that's the end of the 2024 movie, The Instigators. How did you like this recap? Let me know in the comments below.